Have you ever seen people who control things without speaking? They don't need to shout or ask for anything. They just become quiet and distant. When they pull away, everything changes. The feeling in the room shifts. Others start to wonder what is wrong, and they begin to chase after them. Now, think about what would happen if you did this. What if you stopped reacting to everything right away? What if you chose to be silent? Instead of having an outburst, you could choose to retreat. This simple change is where the real power can be found. It changes the entire dynamic. When you are not always available for others, it creates a crisis. People are used to controlling you through your reactions and your usual habits. People expect you to act in a certain way. They think they know how you will respond to things. They feel they have control over you. But the day you choose to pull back, the game changes. Those who thought they knew you well will suddenly feel like they do not know you. Psychologist Carl Jung once said something important. He said that the things that annoy us about other people can help us understand ourselves much better. So think about this. When you make yourself hard to reach, who gets upset? Who becomes irritated by your silence? Who tries to make you react? The way others react reveals a lot about them. It shows much more about their own needs than it does about you and your actions. It mainly shows how you are still being manipulated. You might not even realize that this is happening to you in your daily life. You keep giving parts of yourself away to please others. You do it to keep the peace and to avoid losing certain people from your life. But deep down, you know these people were never truly there for you. You are the one putting in all of the emotional effort. With every yes that you are forced to say, you give away your energy. With every quick reply and emotional reaction, a piece of you is lost. At the end of the day, what is left over for you? You are often left with feelings of tiredness, deep frustration, and an empty feeling. I can tell you why you feel this way. It is because you are far too available to people who do not deserve your time. This message is not about turning your back on the world. It is about making the choice to put yourself first for your own well-being. It is about learning what Carl Jung called individuation. This is the journey of becoming a whole and complete person, true to your own self. This journey starts when you understand the simple truth. Your silence can be much more powerful than 1,000 arguments or long explanations. When your withdrawal comes from a place of self-awareness, it is an act of power. It is not an act of trying to escape your problems. So, I ask you a direct question now. How long will you let the emotions of other people have control over your own feelings? How long will you continue to react like a puppet? You react every single time that someone touches one of your emotional wounds. Maybe it is finally time to cut those strings. It is time to withdraw from the drama and become a little more of a mystery to others. Because when you stop being so available all of the time, everything in your life will start to change for the better. You have been taught that you should always be present. You learn to respond quickly, to please others, and to always say yes. You often said yes, even when you really wanted to say no. This pattern probably started when you were a very young child. You have been trained to believe that your personal value is based on how available you are to all of the other people in your life. But here is a truth that you need to hear. Being so available to everyone is not a good quality. In reality, it is a prison. As long as you feel you must be accessible, you will be used. You will be manipulated, drained of energy, and then easily forgotten. Do you know why this happens? Being so available makes you seem very predictable. And anything that is predictable can become a tool for others. People start to use you like an emergency button for their emotions. They press it when they need attention or want to feel better. After they get what they want from you, they simply put you back on the shelf. They do not think about your own needs. You don't see this because you believe a lie. You think that if you are there for everyone, someone will then be there for you. But life does not work that way. Being overly available often leads to you being taken for granted by the people you care about. Carl Jung talked about the persona. This is the mask that we all wear in public to be accepted and loved by other people. This mask is the reason you are always so available. You say that everything is okay, even when you feel like you are suffocating inside. You reply to messages right away, even when you are very tired. You feel the need to explain and defend all of your actions. It is as if you believe that you owe something to the world. But the more you focus on others, the more you disappear from your own life. Being available all the time is a quiet way of abandoning yourself. It is how you try to get approval and avoid being rejected. But this attempt to control how others see you comes at a cost. The price you have to pay is your own inner peace and happiness. Your vital energy is being given away like it will never run out. But the truth is that your energy is very limited and precious. The people who want you to be available do not want you. They just want what you are able to provide for them. They want your validation, your company, and your emotional comfort. They are not interested in who you truly are as a person. When you change and set a boundary, these people get angry. They might accuse you of acting strange or being selfish. This is not because you actually did anything wrong. It is because you stopped being useful to them in the way they expected you to be. Here is a very hard truth to accept. The more available you are, the less value that other people will give to you. Think about it this way. Anything that is too common loses its value. It is the same with your time and your emotional energy. Nobody shows respect for something that they do not have to earn. No one truly values something that is always there for the taking. So, take a moment now to stop and think. Who in your life really deserves to have your time and your full attention? Or it might be better to ask yourself this question instead. Who in your life actually deserves the gift of your absence? Before you answer, we must understand something else. Why do we react so much and give in so easily to the demands of others? The answer can be found in what Carl Jung called psychic energy. This is the mental and emotional fuel that powers your mind. Your energy is the most important thing that you have. If you do not learn how to protect it, someone else will use it. For Carl Jung, our mind is like an energy system. Every single thought, feeling, and action uses up a part of that precious energy. So you have to ask yourself an important question. Are you choosing where your energy goes, or are you just letting the world decide for you? Every time you react without thinking, you are wasting your psychic energy. You are giving away your power without even realizing it. You waste energy when you defend yourself on a silly criticism. You waste it when you respond to someone trying to provoke you. When you get into useless arguments, your energy is drained. When you try to please people who do not value you, your strength is lost. Jung was very clear about this idea. He said that whatever you resist in life will persist. The more you react, the more you are trapped. People who are always emotionally tired are not weak people. They are simply people who have been directing their energy in the wrong way. And what happens to a person who is always exhausted? They become very vulnerable to the influence and demands of other people around them. When you are vulnerable, you become very easy prey. Manipulative and needy people can sense this weakness from a mile away. They notice that you do not know how to protect your energy. They see that you react to everything, so they take advantage of you. Jung said a healthy mind knows how to keep its energy inside. This means learning how to say no without feeling any guilt. It means staying silent without feeling like you are a coward. And it means learning to observe situations carefully before you decide to act. True power is not found in reacting to everything. Real power is in choosing when you will act and how you will act. This is only possible when you know yourself very well. You must be able to recognize your own impulses before you can control them. Think about how many times you have lost sleep over a conversation. You keep thinking about what you should have said or done differently. This is your precious energy being drained away with no return. You are feeding old problems that should have been left in the past. Your psychic energy is like a shield. When it is well guarded, you have a strong presence. You command respect without even saying a word. But when your energy is not managed well, you become fragile. The world has very little mercy for those who give in too easily. So you should start to observe what triggers you. What makes you react automatically? What things make you lose your sense of inner peace? These are the exact points where your energy escapes. This is where you need to focus your work on personal growth and self-improvement. The goal is not to become a cold or indifferent person. The goal is to be selective with your energy and be in control of yourself. When you save your energy, you break the images others have of you. This can be very bothersome for people who like to control you. Now we are entering a darker area of human psychology. This is the territory of silent manipulation and how it works against you. You might think you are in control of your own choices. You believe that your reactions are made consciously and with clear thought. But the truth is often much darker than that. Most of your emotional responses have been programmed into you over many years. People who understand this can manipulate you very easily. They don't have to yell or threaten you to get what they want from you. They just have to push the right emotional buttons. They know exactly what to do or say to make you react in a predictable way. Carl Jung called this projection. It's when people put their own unrecognized feelings and qualities onto other people. But there is another side to this. The more available you are, the more you become a blank canvas for everyone else's projections. Think about that friend who only calls when they have a problem, or a partner who always needs you to come and save the day. This is not a coincidence. These people are not relating to the real you. They are relating to the role that you agree to play. Why do you agree to play these roles for other people? It is because you are afraid of being abandoned or not being loved. The most effective manipulation happens quietly. It happens in the silence of your own guilt, when you feel like you owe someone something. The manipulator does not need to control you directly. They just need you to keep reacting in the same old predictable way every time. But when you stop reacting, the entire game breaks down. When you start to say no, the projections they put on you start to fall apart. This makes people feel unsettled. They no longer know who you are. And worse for them, they are now forced to look at themselves. Your unavailability is a threat to them. It forces other people to finally confront the emptiness they have inside of their own lives. The silence you offer them reveals their own internal noise. It is a noise that they do not want to hear or deal with. Then comes the attack. They will criticize you or create drama. This is not because you are wrong, but because you are no longer useful. You stop serving as a convenient mirror for their own issues. Jung said we grow by making our own darkness conscious and aware. When you withdraw from these cycles, the other person's own issues emerge. This can be too much for those who have used you to escape. Are you ready to be misunderstood for protecting yourself? The silence that follows a break can be difficult, but a new power is born there. Silence can be one of the most powerful tools. The modern world is very noisy, and everyone wants to be heard all the time. But there is a power that very few people master. It is the power of a conscious and strategic silence that is full of meaning. When you stop reacting, you start observing things more clearly. You begin to see patterns of manipulation and self-sabotage you missed before. True silence is not just the absence of your voice. It is having complete mastery over your own precious and limited energy. It is the refusal to be dragged down into useless battles. It is the conscious choice to protect your own inner peace.